Hello, everyone, and welcome back. If you haven't been here before, my name is Tina from Quantum Healing with Tina and Karen. I'm a Beyond Quantum Healing practitioner, spirit releasement therapist, intuitive empath, and I'm also a remote spirit release practitioner. And that's what I want to share with you today. So, first of all, this is my second time recording this video. I was just about to upload the video to YouTube and my computer died and I lost everything because apparently somehow it became unplugged. So that's how I know information is really important when I have a really difficult time trying to share it. So now I have to go back and re-edit the video all over again, the video that you're about to see. And just a little background on this. But before I say that, please subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. I notice about half of you aren't subscribed. It really does help us out when you subscribe, when you like our videos, when you leave a comment. It triggers the algorithm to share our content more and help get our message out there. So that said, thank you so much for being here. We really do appreciate each and every one of you that watch our videos and sessions. This session was really interesting to me. We found this was a remote spirit release session and also a vaccine clearing that we're now offering. If you've seen our previous videos, you kind of understand how that works a little bit. And that process is kind of always in flow. It's just constantly evolving because it's something brand new and we kind of have to adjust as we go along. Excuse me. So this session was for a 63-year-old male. It was requested by his wife. Because he has some resistance or maybe he's not ready to have a session like this. But so she requested it on his behalf. And as long as we receive permission from his own higher self and from his consciousness in 3D, then we can proceed and do a session like this for someone that doesn't even know that they're having it done. So we're working on the higher planes, we're working with their higher self. To do the clearings. Now, this session was interesting because as we were scanning through the body, doing the vaccine, we did the V clearing first. And when we got to the kidneys, Karen was noticing something unusual energy. And we come to find out that it's a pair of earthbound souls, a male and a female. The female was older and the male she was about 16 years older than him. And we come to find out that they were having an affair together and were found out by the female's husband, who had then shot them, and they died traumatically. Now, in a remote spirit release session, our goal really isn't to converse with the earthbounds. We do that in spirit release therapy, like under hypnosis, when the client is under hypnosis and we have more time to speak with these entities. In a remote spirit release session, our goal is really just to clear the client of these entities and move them on as safely and lovingly as possible. However, because I'm both a hypnosis practitioner and a remote spirit release practitioner, I'm kind of always straddling the line between the two because Karen is holding all of that energy at once. I mean, we both are, but she's really, in there kind of out of her body, allowing the guides to speak through her. After a really long, intense session like that, it can be hard for her to ground back into the body. So I have to be wary of how long we're in there and what we have to get done. So by the time we got to the earthbounds, we still had a lot to do. So I kind of only scratched the surface of their story and how they got there. you will see in spirit release sessions, like if you watch a lot of hypnosis sessions, like if you watch Alba Wyman, for example, she will speak with the earthbound soul that is attached to the human and find out why they're there, how they attached, what was going on in this person's life that allowed this to happen, all of these things. So kind of getting a background story on the earthbounds. Now, in remote spirit release, like I said, I have to be mindful of Karen and the energy that she's holding. So, as much as I would love to dig deep into all of those questions, which I do, like my hypnosis self wants to know everything, I have to be mindful of her and everything that she's holding. So I got as much information as we needed and crossed them over. So it was unclear whether it seemed somehow to be connected to this man's past life, whether it was actually an aspect of him or whether they were earthbounds that carried over from a past life. It was unclear. Now, this is something that we can always dig deeper in a hypnosis session in the future. And so that was my thinking. Okay, let's cross them over, unattach them from this man so he can move on with his life sovereign. And then, if needed, we could always go back in under hypnosis when we have that length of time, when we set aside that length of time to find out more, to converse with them, to answer any questions that may have, to find more clarity around the story. So we can always even do that during a surrogate session. Like if we are prepared, if Karen is prepared to go into hypnosis, we know that we're going to be in there for 3 or 4 hours maybe, and she'll be prepared for that, laying down in her bed, comfortable, relaxed, all of those things. So that's the difference between spirit releasement therapy and remote spirit release. And usually in spirit releasement therapy, the client themselves is holding and channeling all of that energy. But here we have a medium who is doing the work almost as a surrogate on behalf of the client. So that was their story. And they were attached to this man's kidneys, and they had all of these emotions and trauma that they were still dealing with and influencing him. So since birth, he had, even though he did quite well in his life, he had an underlying lack of confidence. He had an underlying feeling of guilt. And his wife had shared with us just how much this session resonated with her. Even before the session started, the healing began, which I just think is so beautiful. She had said that she had been wanting to talk to him for a really long time about something, but she was scared to approach the subject. And the day before we did the session, he brought it up to her, and they had this beautiful conversation about it. So that was the first part. And then after she heard the session, she gave us all of this feedback about how much it really resonated and made things make sense. And I think that's the beautiful part about sessions like these, is sometimes it just really makes everything that you question make sense. She even said that he had an affair himself. He had an affair with an older woman, just like the male earthbound was having an affair with an older woman. But the earthbound stayed together and eventually got found out by the husband and shot. But this time, he didn't take it that far. He ended up breaking up with the woman before they got found out, because he felt that guilt from betraying the husband, because the husband was a really good guy and he was feeling guilty about it. So he ended up breaking that off. And what came to me was that Whether that male earthbound was an aspect of himself, or it was an actual earthbound soul that was not of him. I know this gets like really convoluted, but if we can follow, um, it still felt like it influenced him to stop, to not go all the way this time to the point of devastation, to break it off before it was too late, so to speak. And he did. And he moved on. And not soon after, he met his current wife. And she had also been in a relationship with a man. They were engaged to get married, and he broke it off with her. And I just think this is such a beautiful story about divine perfection, because looking back on that, you can clearly see how when things may feel devastating in the moment to us, or traumatic, or heartbreak, or sad, there's really always a reason for it, and it may feel devastating in the moment, but that the close of that door opens up new doors and new possibilities and new potentials. So if he hadn't have broken up with that woman and she didn't get dumped by her fiance, they would have never come together and had this beautiful life together with, children and everything. And yeah, so I just thought that was amazing, like the information that came through. It still amazes me, um, the healing that happens, and when the information that comes through our sessions resonates so strongly with the clients. There was a lot in there about his lack of confidence and the guilt that was coming from the male earthbound, even swelling of his testicles and some physical issues that were related to these earthbounds. Just so much. And she even told me that he was out playing tennis the next day. I think it was tennis or golf. But so many threads that came together, and started to make sense. And it really felt good for her, for his wife, because, when you're an awakened soul and you're in a marriage with someone who's not yet there, who's not yet awakened, so to speak, you can get a little bit worried about them, right? They've been vaccinated and they're not on the same path as you, so you become worried about them. But she got to see through this session that he is on the right path for him, and that he is jolly and happy to be participating. So that also took a lot of weight off of her. Yeah, he even drank green juice, she said, the next day after the clearing. And it was actually recommended in the clearing for him to have smoothies and fresh food and things like that to help his body, because he had gastric surgery not long ago, and his body is still healing and assimilating. So that was also a big breakthrough, the fact that he even wanted to drink a green juice. There were so many resonant threads of energy that I can't even think of them all, but it was really powerful. And these sessions can be really powerful and transformative, even if somebody, and almost especially if somebody doesn't know they're having it done for them, because they have no blocks in the way or beliefs about it working or not working, especially with, say, children or pets, even adults. Like, you can see the shifts in energy, because everything is energy in the end. Everything is energy. So, and our health, our physical health as humans, begins and ends on the energetic level. So if there are energetic blockages within the body, as much physical stuff as we do, the body is never going to heal properly if the energy is not addressed. And I learned that as a lesson myself as I was healing from chronic illness. And doing all the things, all the physical things I could do for my body, detoxing, healing with fruit, smoothies, juicing, all of those things. It only got me so far before I had to actually do the energy work, clear the trauma, clear the attachments, the dark force entities, all of the energetic things that were kind of keeping me stuck where I was. And once I started to do the energy work, it really just opened the path for me, and my healing accelerated like nothing I ever imagined it would. So this kind of session is a great start for people to do that, because you cannot physically or mentally heal if there are attachments influencing that healing or lack of healing. So yeah, enjoy the session. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. The other reason why this scenario was really interesting was that we normally don't see earthbounds who are carried in pre-birth. We usually see people picking up earthbounds somewhere along their lifetime, but we don't usually see them coming in pre-birth. So that's another reason why this was really interesting. Yeah, let us know what you think in the comments, and enjoy. Thank you. Bye.
We are connected.
Mm-hmm. Do we have permission from his higher self to proceed?
Yes.
Do we have permission from his consciousness in 3D to proceed with his vaccine clearing?
Yes.
Good. So do we have his permission to break consent to the vaccine experiment?
Yes.
Perfect. So then we can begin by cleansing of the physical body. But first, how does his energy look overall?
I'll say the word hazy comes to mind, so it does feel like there's a bit of a fog that's kind of engulfing him.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not on the skin. It's just like maybe there's like a foot and a half or something above it. That's where it is.
What is this fog?
I feel like that's how, as far as the consciousness can go out, or like what the auric field can go out.
Okay.
So there's like a restriction on the expansion of the aura.
Okay. Is this as a result of the shot or something else?
I'm gonna say like majority of it is shot.
Mm-hmm.
The other part of it is what feels like his I guess his self-esteem. I'll say self-esteem. Like it's the way he sees himself. So he still doesn't see himself as, a big, like aura or a big energy. He's still playing small. So it's like a little bit of both.
Okay. Can we clear away this haziness?
Yes, I'm removing the haziness around, giving permission for him to expand. Okay.
So I'm going to go through the physical body now and clear away any negative effects from the shot, starting with the brain. How does the brain look?
Yeah, it feels like there's just some things that I need to comb through. it feels like there has been some kind of like effects done by the technology. So I do see that they are present and they're trying to, I'll say, claim dominion over his brain. So we're just combing through it and ensuring that we can reverse the effects so that the real cells and the organic cells can replicate faster than the artificial intelligence cells.
Okay, so you need the nanotechnology from the shot is trying to overtake the brain.
Yes.
And assimilate that technology into the organic system, making it essentially inorganic.
Yes.
Okay. And we're going to implement a new procedure here by asking the guides to activate a radar that is put in front of him to assist with the cleansing.
Okay.
How is his brain looking now as you're combing through? Sorry.
You do see that there are like pieces like coming out, so it always presents to me that way, like there are pieces of like what look like android bots coming out. Small pieces of like Lego type things on the surface of the brain itself.
And the Legos are just how they show you that it's
yeah, like when they're falling out.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going through that, ensuring that it's back to organic brain matter. So just for like a clarification, understanding that if people who have this vaccine, what happens is that the nanotechnology goes into the cell and invades the nucleus so that it can put its artificial intelligence there instead of the nucleus, like the organic nucleus of the cell. And therefore it would multiply and replicate itself in that way. So just from my understanding also through the clients that we've done, it's like when the cell, like if the soul does check out, and they run their old programs, the chances of them like learning through the programs would be unlikely than if the soul was fully in, like integrated in and anchored. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like when they have just like the running programs, like if the soul is checked out and it's just running through the programs, I do feel like it would have a harder time at adapting or like evolving how we would if we were healing.
Like evolving spiritually.
Yeah, evolving spiritually. But they could, I guess it depends on the program of the, if the technology or the artificial intelligence can, I guess, learn through its environment, but it would take a lot longer because there's no growth, like soul growth.
Right. So it's like slowing down the process of expansion.
Right.
And soul growth.
Yes.
If not halting it altogether by inducing the soul to leave the body, because the soul cannot integrate within the body that's being overtaken by this nanotechnology.
Right.
Right. So does it still have a divine spark within him? Is his soul present?
Yes, I still feel that.
Okay.
So we're just going to ensure that being, anchoring it in and ensuring that his soul does not slip. I'll say that, because it's like once the soul slips or it feels like it's being overtaken in its body, then it will want to exit.
What happens when the soul exits the body in this way, but the body stays alive?
It just runs through its old conditioning and program. So through its life experiences, that way it'll just be functioning out of its own experience. So it'll have its, an experience or something happens, and then they'll have their reaction. So it will seem like as if, they are functioning out of, their typical form, but there's no, it's just an automatic response that's happening.
Right.
There's no conscious awareness of what's happening.
Right. There's no consciousness. But so then what my question was, what happens to the soul when it leaves the body in this way?
Like when it checks out, it usually, like we've actually seen them either as earthbounds or, so far that's what we've seen.
Yeah.
As if they've kind of like are completely independent from their body.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, good. So how is the brain now?
The brain looks a lot better. It's good.
Good. And checking through the muscles and nerves in the face.
I'm feeling like tenseness like in the cheeks, but I don't know if that's because I don't know if he grinds his teeth or if he clenches when he sleeps.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like to me, like that kind of stiffness. So we're just going to loosen that up for him, release anything that he's like holding on to through that clench.
It's usually a result of a denseness in the throat chakra. How does the throat look?
Like a half. Like as if like also not fully expressing, but expressing as much as he can, but there's still like apprehension. Okay.
How does it look as far as like physicality?
Pretty good.
And moving down to the heart.
Heart is good. I'm just looking through the ventricles and just making sure that there's nothing just combing through it. There's just a couple of things that are coming out, but it's not bad. It's pretty good.
Okay. Like when you say things are coming out, you mean like the nanotech and the heavy metals?
Nanotech.
Okay. And while we're at the heart, just scanning through the arteries and veins throughout the body.
Yeah, I'm just doing like a flush through just to make sure that things are coming out. We're also putting the vacuums at the bottom of the feet so that like whatever comes out will be sucked out that way. So that's looking pretty good.
Okay. Moving into the lungs. How do the lungs look?
Yeah, I do feel, again, that resistance in the throat. So it's like, I feel like there's something like that energy is blocking. So like as we remove that density out of the throat, like I feel like he'll be able to have fuller and deeper breaths. Mm-hmm. Which I think he should try to do in practice, just like to do a more deeper breathing. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they feel a little bit shallow. He'll get like maybe once in a while like a deep one, but to do more deep breaths just to get that flow. But Lungs look good, just like a spike protein I see in the... I'm seeing it like as if he's facing me, so it would be his left. It's my right, so his left side.
So clearing that.
Yes.
Any heavy metals present?
I have my magnet that I'm also passing through, like with the organs and stuff, and collecting what appear to be like shards of glass, but that's how the metals are appearing to me.
Okay.
So, yeah, nothing out of the ordinary or worth mentioning, but they are coming out.
Okay, good. You're moving through the stomach. How is the stomach?
Feeling okay. I don't know, I'm getting like this sensation of nausea. I feel it's very subtle, like it comes and it goes. Like a really quick onset of nausea and then it's gone. So yeah, I'd be interested to know if he has that or if he feels that. I don't know. I feel like it's not relative to vaccine stuff, but it feels just like anxiety.
Mm.
Like very quick in and out anxiety.
Okay.
I'd be curious to know if there's any like, it feels like an Earthbound, but
Okay.
yeah.
Well, we'll check when we go through the RSR protocol. Okay. How is the liver?
Yeah, just combing through the liver feels like there's stuck energies here, so we're just combing through that. Technology-wise, it feels okay. Nothing that we can't comb through. There are some things that are coming out, like robot-wise, but we're nothing like overwhelmingly huge.
And just to be clear, this is like the etheric nanobot.
Yes. Okay.
And how are the kidneys?
Yeah, kidneys feel heavy. They both feel heavy to me. Again, I'm just like trying to see, like sometimes it's like I'm trying to weigh like out, is it technology or is it something energetic? This one feels more energetic than anything.
Mm-hmm. What is it that's stored here?
Just like shadow stuff, you know, like secrets. I don't want to cause problems with the wife, but I mean like secrets are here, you know?
Okay.
It feels like that kind of energy, like hidden, unspoken words, or like old things go here in the back pockets.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's interesting that you said back pockets. I wonder if this is from just this lifetime or past lifetimes as well.
Yeah, I would say past lifetimes as well.
Is this something that we can clear some of this out for him?
Yeah, we can clear some of this out for him now. And just to... I feel like the energy was like present, but it hasn't fully been expelled. But yeah, I just feel like that heaviness. Again, I'm getting nausea. So it's like these secrets are causing some sort of anxiety that he might not even be aware of that it's doing. So yeah, it's just interesting how like I'm just feeling through that stuff and then it's making me kind of a little sick. But it's fast. Like again, it's like nausea and it's gone.
Interesting.
I feel like it's a body reaction that he may not even be conscious of. Maybe normal to him because they're like, this nausea is not normal to me, so I can pick it up really fast. Yeah. So if it happens so often and frequent, then you might not even be aware of it. Right. Unless it's really bad nausea, like where he actually goes and throws up.
Right.
So we're just, I feel like I need to take the kidneys and just like shake them. So I'm just like shaking them. And there are like things coming out of it. Things like, the nanotechnology. I do see there are emissions, like energetic emissions of like what look like dark energies. Again, I'm getting sick. I'm feeling sick doing this.
Is this possibly an attachment, DFE or Earthbound here?
It could be both. It could be both. Yes, I'm getting yes for Earthbound. DFE, I could feel that it could be controlling this scenario.
Okay.
I need to drink water because I'm getting really sick.
Is this Earthbound male or female?
There are two, male and female.
How old?
48 for the female, 24 for the male.
Okay, starting with the male, how did he die?
I feel like these two were in like a love affair or murdered.
Is this why you were picking up on the secrets?
Perhaps, yeah, it could have been their secret. So I'm not in any way claiming that Bruce is having an affair. I should put that out there. I am saying that the Earthbounds were.
Is this somehow, could this be an aspect of himself from a past life?
It's very possible, yes. Holding on to some sort of guilt, some sort of like heavy duty secret. Like withholding that information from your partner, for example, like where you want to be truthful and loving, but it's such a big secret that you can lose everything type thing,
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's where the nausea sets in, because it's like everything's fine and dandy, but then you have that in your back pocket.
Right.
So yeah, it feels like that, like when I connect with those Earthbounds, that they are, they were in the same kind of pickle and were caught by that 48-year-old lady. I said 48, right? 46, 48, something like that. Yeah, her husband. So they did not cross over due to, I suppose, the trauma and shock of it feels like a gun type thing. So yeah, like definitely like what they could be holding in his body are those like heavy duty, like energies, this woman's anxiety. It feels feminine anxiety. And for him, like the young boy, or I guess like it's just, I guess his. I don't really feel very much from him except for when they're a unit together. So it feels very intermeshed, like, yeah.
Interwoven.
That's a better word. Thank you.
Okay. Now, do you get a sense of how long they've been here, or if they've?
I feel like it's been a while.
Like it's possible they carried over from past life?
Yeah. Like that's why I'm kind of suspect that maybe this is his past life. It could be, and that it, yeah, or something relative to that. Maybe this is not his past life, but something relative, which is why it's a vibrational match. And then carrying on into his, like playing into his physical, if he has any physical symptoms or those kind of things.
Okay. And you mentioned also a DFE. Is a DFE keeping them trapped here, or how is that related?
Yeah, it definitely feels like the DFE is keeping them here. So it's like instead of being able to expand out, which I think is why we were seeing that very short, or that veil or whatever it was, I forgot what I called it, on top of him. It's just so that he stays in this state where there's no expansion. You're held in your guilt, you're held in that shame. And so you can't expand, like you're not worthy to expand because you feel bad or something like that. But he doesn't really know why he feels bad. It's just such an unconscious thing.
Right. Okay. So I guess it would be wise to first remove that DFE.
Yes, so I have removed that DFE. It's really a sneaky little thing. It looks like a big bat. So I'm seeing like it looks like a bald head with like two eyes. So again, it's like a Muppet. And it has like bat wings.
Okay.
So I'm just describing that. So I've cut it up and destroyed it. Cut the head off.
What level would you say it is?
About 2.
Are there any cords or hooks?
Cords, definitely, yes. Seeing the cords there. So again, it feels like it's playing puppet. I think that's what the cords are, puppeteering this whole operation.
How many cords?
3, 4.
Okay. Any hooks?
No hooks.
Okay. So now that is gone, are these Earthbounds able to find their own spark of light within them?
Yes. I feel like the boy is scared to do that. The woman feels a lot more willing and able. I feel like that boy feels a little more crippled, so just going to help assist him in seeing his own light. Also, like separating the two souls from being woven together, and also pulling out all of their parts out of, like, it just feels like such a heavy dual energy together.
Well, maybe if she finds her spark of light and expands it out to fill herself up, maybe he will follow.
Yeah, he just feels very guilty and unworthy, which I don't know if that was relative to that, again, that confidence thing that I felt in the beginning too. Or self-worth, like that kind of thing. So I feel like a lot of his, he may feel like that inability to expand or to feel good about himself, like, kind of stems from these unconscious things. Apart from his regular life experiences in this one, I do feel like a lot of it is relative to these two Earthbounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I imagine they have a huge influence on him.
Yeah, and then him adopting it as his own.
Right.
Because if they came with him, then definitely would spark that. You know, it's like as if you're born into that guilt and shame.
Mm-hmm. How are they coming along?
The woman is really good. Male is following, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel, though, that these two energies are like soulmate type energies. So
also asking them or having the guides retrieve their soul parts that they probably left behind in that traumatic death.
yes, we are claiming them all back. Sending healing also. Giving them the opportunity to choose their path of how they want to cross over.
So whether they want to exit the matrix or follow the light.
Yes. They would both like to exit the matrix, so I'm just opening up the matrix and creating a portal and allowing them to be on their way.
Okay. Send them on their way with love and gratitude. Do they have anything to say before they go?
Just remorse. I'm just feeling remorse mainly from the female for taking up space in his body type thing, but very grateful. He was like a good house to them to hold their burdens. Okay.
They've exited?
Yes.
Okay, good. So how are the kidneys feeling now?
A lot lighter.
Good.
They're not like heavy. Not what they were when I first held them. That's for sure.
Okay, good. So checking through the penis and testes now. You know, he had had some swelling in the testes and an enlargement after the second shot.
I don't feel it was relative to that shot. I do feel it was relative to that, still that life, because it's like that boy was shot there. So perhaps it's like knowing that they were going to get this clearing. It was just expanding.
Interesting.
Because like as I comb through it, I don't really sense or feel anything particularly, but it feels very resonant to that storyline. And like feeling through it, I think that's why that boy felt very small, because it's like his manhood was shot.
Interesting. Okay, so just healing any residual effects that may have had in the area for Bruce.
Yeah, we're removing that trauma from there. We stored energy from that young man. Okay, that feels a lot clearer. So perhaps giving the body some time to catch up to that clearing, but should be good.
Okay, good.
In time, yeah.
Just also checking through the arms and hands.
A little bit of swelling I feel in the hands and the feet. So we're just going to clear that out. Kind of just shaking, like taking the hands and the feet and kind of like shaking them.
Mm-hmm.
There are some technology that's coming out, also passing the magnet and removing any technology there. Not technology, but the metals. Feels like, like those spots are heavy, they're dense.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like instead of like free flowing everywhere, it goes to the tips and then it just stays there.
Mm. Like the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
So like flowing down into the hands and feet.
Yeah. And just staying in those kind of pockets. Okay.
And giving the lymphatic system a good flush.
Yeah, I feel like he needs a good one. Just like a reset and start in his, I think from our understanding, like he's on his health journey right now. So this would be really good to clean and clear himself from the inside out. Ensuring that he's eating like healthy foods, organic foods, changing his diet into those kind of things and trying to avoid like animal consumption of animals, at least to the end of the day, like for dinner, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like he would benefit a lot from smoothies, like fruit smoothies. That's what I'm seeing, something fresh, something fun.
Okay. And also tricking the nervous system.
Well, he had that stress stuff going on, so yeah, we're just gonna comb it out, give it a good reset so that it can learn how to be in a state of peace and not in a trauma response.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he would get, not like hot flashes, but I feel like waves of heat coming in and out.
What is this from?
It just feels like an imbalance within the body. So again, I think it's just his body regulating itself and it learning how to come to equilibrium or homeostasis. So that's good now.
Okay. So now we can go into the remote spirit release protocol, starting in his outer etheric field, checking through all of the frequencies from infrared to ultraviolet and beyond. How does his outer etheric field look now?
Well, since we've removed that outer layer, it is a little more open. I do see that there are old programs and thought forms present. Sometimes doesn't have very good self-talk, so it does create like a little bit like what it's showing me. It's like a bubble, but of like black smoke, but it's his own inner stuff. So we've removed that, and to clear it out, like we've removed that bubble so that that smoke can get out of here. Giving him a little much, more positive, body image and self-worth. Like training him and rewiring his thought patterns, because that influence has been there for so long. So now it's a matter of him recreating his own, without any influence, like his own image of himself.
Can the higher self start to implement that process of rewiring the brain?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like his journey is going to help a lot, like with his health journey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And are there any dark force entities there in the outer etheric leading?
Just a little bit, but yeah, nothing that we can't clear out. So we've cleared it all out. We've protected his field, put a protection around, invisibility cloak, black flame and ash all around.
Okay. I'm checking also for the matrix pod.
Yes, so there's that matrix pod. So we have removed him from there, cleansing his body from any of those old energies. Just counting how many cords he has. Yeah, so he has 9, so we've removed those. Also clearing and cleansing the sockets that they were in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all good now.
Thank you. Also checking for any crucifixion implants.
5, which I've removed.
And checking for sovereignty. Does he have any negative entities attached to him besides the one we saw?
There is a level 1, 2. That's there. Just same thing, keeping him at bay, not expanding.
Is it contributing to any physical symptoms?
Maybe like tiredness. I'm feeling like some sort of fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
So we removed it and taken it out of the field and chopped it up. Just clearing, cleansing and healing where it was taking space.
Any cords or hooks?
No.
And checking his grounding. How is his grounding looking?
56% to bring that to 100. Feels like that past life was really taking him out, so. Or those Earthbounds. So that's good now.
Okay. Okay. And checking his inner etheric, making sure that's bright and clear.
Yeah, just a little bit of optimizing, strengthening, and brightening it up for him.
Okay. Checking for any implants or devices.
Definitely something in his throat, stomach area, the back too, where the kidneys were. I feel all relative, like the kidney ones were relative to those Earthbounds. Low belly, like near the pubic, which I feel is relative to that male Earthbound.
Hmm.
Definitely these were causing anxiety. I don't even know if he knows he's anxious. like, because it's something that has been going on since birth.
Mm.
So I don't know if he even knows that he's anxious.
Right. It's just his way of being.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that those have been removed, healed.
And hopefully he'll have some more peace and calm after the clearing. Okay, so he had a device in his throat, stomach, back of the kidneys, low belly. Anywhere else, or is that all of them?
That's all.
Any curses?
No.
Black magic spells?
No.
Witchcraft?
No.
Hexes?
No.
Voodoo?
No.
Psychic attack?
No.
Any other kind of occult ritual activity that comes up?
No.
Okay, good. So now we're going to move on to his chakras. How does this crown look?
Crown is a bit closed, so we're just going to open that up, reconnect the source light from me to come inside, clearing out any densities that are there. You can feeling those thought forms are coming forward again. So again, just kind of giving like a nice spin around and clearing out all of that. Third eye also just some needs to trust himself more. I feel like now when he's going to be clear, he can learn what that energy may feel like. So he might actually feel the anxiety come up. But again, that's just a body reaction. It's not really the anxiety. It's just the physical reaction.
So do you mean that he'll be more conscious of the anxiety now?
He may feel it more, yeah.
Why is that?
I think it's just like as we're clearing out these densities, like he's going to be in his own energy, so he might be aware of what anxiety feels like.
It'll be less dense for him, so he'll be able to kind of sift through it easier, I mean. Yeah.
So if he does happen to bring it up to his wife, that she can just kind of like guide him through it. Like it's okay. Like it's it'll pass. Like you don't have to feed into it. You don't have to analyze it. Just let it be and it'll pass. It's just the body reacting.
And his throat?
Yeah, throat had those densities there. So we're just clearing all of that out. Heart also, there's that wall. Definitely a wall there. So we're just going to ask the higher self what they want us to do. I feel like this wall will eventually go down in time as he's doing this journey that he's on. Like he's embarking on this journey.
Mm-hmm.
So he might have like these great revelations and epiphanies and perception changes. So may actually just drop and let everything go,
Mm-hmm.
Solar plexus too. I feel like the bottom 3 chakras are kind of fused together. So I'm just going to separate them. Feels like like a lot of, I'll say damage, like energetic damage done because of those earthbounds that were there.
Mm-hmm.
So not allowing him, like in his physical role, to feel empowered, to feel safe, to feel good. I just feel like he hasn't been able to come fully in his own power. And like if he does feel like he has confidence, it's not the full confidence that he can really have,
Right.
Like it stops to a certain degree because of that limitation that we saw in the beginning, like where he was just couldn't expand more than what was permitted.
Right.
Yeah. So we're just going to balance out those energies, the masculine, feminine energies, releasing also programs that he may have.
And what was the purpose of that DFE keeping those earthbounds trapped there? Was there a contract for that, or how was that working?
I feel like it was like some sort of double contract, like to keep them there to kind of screw those earthbounds from never going to the light or wherever they wanted to go, and screwing from being able to grow. So, I mean, you got 3 right there that you want to keep imprisoned.
Right. Okay. How are the chakras looking?
Yeah, we're just pushing it down, like the energies in the lower 3, stabilizing, and his root, giving him more worthiness, confidence, balancing also like his sexual energy and stuff like that. So we're just sending the light down to the crown just to make sure everything is spinning nicely and that we didn't miss anything. So far everything looks pretty good. Going into the legs, into the feet, so we're just opening up the soles of the feet so that the roots grow. Now we're just anchoring that into the 5D grid.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Switching the frequency and checking for any interdimensional parasites, which are non-malevolent, non-intelligent spirit bugs.
Yeah, it seems to be a theme tonight. There's just beetles. So we're just sucking those out. Little moths here and there too. We're removing them. Okay.
And checking for any other earthbounds that might be attached.
No, he's clear.
Portals?
No.
Just double checking the home again for any portals.
No, the home feels still good, so I'm just going to again reinforce the protection around the home. Asking for the protector energies again. Source light on. Bubble around the home. Invisibility cloak. Black flame and ash around. Yeah.
And we saw that there was possible past life involvement with those earthbounds. So the next question is, are there any past life contracts or energy that is overflowing into this one?
Well, it definitely felt like that one was, but apart from that one, no.
Okay. And asked about, he had a past life where he had starved to death. She wants to make sure that any cords are cut from that.
Yeah, I don't see that it's coming in. Like, I do see that the cords were cut, but I'm going to cut them even shorter because, like, they're still kind of there. So I'm going to kind of pull them out and then seal it. Okay.
Okay. And any negative self-created thought forms besides the ones we've already seen?
No.
Okay. And checking for dissociated self-personalities, which are aspects of the self that split off from the whole when a trauma occurs. And a trauma can be anything that overwhelms the brain.
Yes, I got ages 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28, 31, 32, 33, 36, 37, 38, 39, 41, 43, 45, 46, 47, 49, 52, 53, 55, 57, 59, 61, 62.
Okay. And just to reiterate that it's not uncommon for people to have many of these. This Earth on life can be quite difficult. So scanning these subpersonalities for any attachments.
No, he's clear.
Okay. Are they ready to reintegrate?
Yeah, I see the ones that are ready to reintegrate. I feel like in his journey and process, or like relearning like his energy in this life, or like after this clearing and his journey to healthiness and whatnot will be very healing for him. So they will reintegrate more. So we're just sending healing, gratitude, compassion, and love, gathering them all, and also just placing them back and reintegrating as much as we can.
So scanning to see what percentage of the soul he is currently embodying.
Yeah, 64%. So we're just going to turn on the magnet and call back those soul parts so they feel like they're just kind of scattered a little bit everywhere. So we're just going to claim them all back. Mary's here with her iron, so when they come back, she's going to heal them and reintegrate them into the whole. A lot of them feel very easy to return, so it's good.
Good.
Yeah, it's doing really good. We're like in the 90s already.
Wow, that's great.
So we're just going to ask the higher self to take care of the rest. He's in about like 97, 98%.
Perfect. So how does his energy look overall now if you zoom out on him?
He looks really jolly.
Jolly.
Jolly. Happy to be participating.
Great. Okay, so we saw that he had these earthbounds with him that were really affecting him a lot, and this GFE. What do the guys say is his points of vulnerability, or what makes him vulnerable to these attachments?
Well, seeing as that those earthbounds are with him from what I feel is since his existence, you can't really say, like, there are just certain mysteries that happen about why, like, these things are, like, why they carry them on, or if there was a contract there, or if that was, so Yeah, I would say that there was some sort of contract or glitch or something like that that was permitting this old life that may have been his, or yeah, that's somehow attached to him. So, with that happening, it can cause a ripple effect in him, as we had seen him not expanding fully to his highest potential. And, there's not much more that these entities need to do because he's already born into a very limited and small aura. So now, as he is able to feel what life is like without these being there and knowing what his body feels like on its own, there's going to be an adjustment period for the physical body and even the mental, having to process what's going on, the changes that are happening, and to just push through it, to know that it's temporary, that he's growing and expanding, and this is what it feels like to be in your own body without having any infringements, any attachments, or anything that's influencing him. So just moving forward, what we had given, do the protection, make sure that he protects himself in the morning, protects himself at night, and if not, set that intention for him or teach him.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd be very curious to see how it goes from here.
Yeah, me too. So one thing I forgot to check through was the negative contracts. If we could just go through and do that before we end.
Sure.
And like I explained before, we are tricked into these 99.9% of the time in the astral realms during sleep or in between lives. So starting with satanic, are there any satanic contracts there?
No.
Luciferian?
No.
Demonic?
Yes.
Draco?
Yes.
Reptilian?
Yes.
Gray?
No.
Amphibian?
A little bit, yes.
Mantis?
A little bit, yes.
Archon?
Yes.
AI?
Yes.
False light beings?
Yes.
False light angels?
Yes.
Purgatory?
Yes.
Werewolf?
Yes.
Vampiric?
A little bit, yes.
Clown?
No.
False idols and gods?
Yes.
And secret space program?
No.
Okay. And any cords to these entities that come forward?
Yeah, just a little bit. We've cut them.
Any negative cords to other humans?
No.
So any final advice or are we complete today?
We are complete today.
Perfect. Thank you so much to all who participated. We appreciate you and send you our love and gratitude. We hope this is helpful for you. Please let us know how he's doing and if you have any questions or concerns. Thank you so much.